You have walked in the wilds of Kakabad, through Kare and the spiteful Backlands, all the way into Mampang. You have survived traps, thieves, serpents, and vengeful gods. And now it is here, the crown of kings. It is said the crown was never forged, only found. By Kalana the Reformer, a lowly foot soldier who became emperor of the Eastern world. Such is the power of the crown. The air around it crackles with influence. Your destiny awaits. With the crown in your hands, you will be as powerful as Kalana. The goblins are arming, the giants are waking, and the birdmen carving cruel daggers from stone. War will come, but you will prevent it. But then the image of the crown begins to flicker. You rush forwards. It's a trap. And startle yourself awake. You are alone, exhausted, in a little hut in the outpost settlement. Your unimaginable journey is not even a single step begun. Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to a little mobile game here that I found in the Humble Bundle, one of the latest Humble Bundles, called Steve Jackson's Sorcery. It actually, the Humble Bundle came with both Sorcery and Sorcery 2. These are these are, remind me a lot of sort of choose-your-own-adventure novels, and with a little bit of very, very light RPG elements and a little bit of survival as well. You have to, manage your stamina, manage your rations, so on and so forth. And I started playing this a little bit off camera, and I was really liking it. So I decided to start over from scratch here and share this with all of you guys. So let us begin here. It is sunrise. You dress, breakfast on bread and goat's milk, and collect the pack and sword from beside your bed. Test the blade. You pause to test the blade against your thumb. The blacksmith has done well. The edge is keen and draws a narrow line of blood. Outside the hut, you hear the outpost settlement stirring into life. Pray for luck. Taking a moment more, you close your eyes and raise a prayer to your spirit guide. This morning it has the form of a panther. But what will it become once your journey truly begins? A great calm descends on you. Alright, time to go. Time then to depart. You lift back the flap of the hut and step into the early morning sunshine. Alright, and we will go to the outpost settlement. Eyes follow you as you leave the hut and walk towards the great Shamontanti wall. I'm going to have a lot of trouble with these names, but bear with me. The frontiers people of this tiny settlement are well aware of your mission. Greet them. You turn to them and bow. Some smile in reply, but are too afraid to approach. Others make gestures of protection. You are going beyond the wall, so they believe you to be cursed. A man is waiting on the path to the Katapani Gate, the final doorway between Analand and the wilds of Kakabad. You recognize the sergeant of the Sightmaster warriors. He holds out his hand. He is kind of dressed up there, too. A little bit of headdress going there. Greetings, Sergeant. Greetings, Sergeant. He touches his forehead with 2 fingers. You are almost ready, my lady, he says. I have for you a gift from the king. 24 gold pieces. It is all we could spare this time. He holds out a pouch. I will take it. You accept the gift graciously. Thank you. You should buy some supplies before you pass the wall, the sergeant says, and you must collect your spell book if you wish magic to aid you. Finally, should you wish to practice your swordplay, I will go one last round with you. And he points with his staff towards the training ground. Alright. So, let us, before we go to the training ground, let us buy some... Oh, well, I guess we're going to go that way. I accidentally dragged it to the wrong place. One of the huts, set slightly back from the others, is decorated with glyphs and strange symbols. A terrible smell emanates from its doorway. This is the hut of the chief mage. He has been preparing your spellbook for days, reading star charts to work out which spells will be available to you in the different locations in the hills and beyond. Alright, go inside. You lift the flap and go inside. The mage looks up at you with haggard, sleepless eyes and presses the book into your hands. Do you understand how to use this? He asks. Tell me. Each spell is crafted through the alignment of 3 stars, he begins. The spell Zap, for example, is made by aligning Zarathustra, Aegis, and Pinini. We'll go with that. But that is not as important. What matters is that what the spell is called, and what it does. Zap will give you control over lightning. Hot will create a fireball. Faf will create a force field around you. Shall I continue? I think I've heard enough. He scratches absently at his ear. Remember, some spells will cost you effort to use, but the ones that don't will not work without a focus, an item of some kind. You will need to read the book to know what. Research magic using the spellbook button on the map. Alright, so let's look very quickly at the spellbook here, and you can see how this kind of looks. So we've got some music starting up too. We've got Dop, the spell may be used, open any locked door. Raz, which requires beeswax. Sus, for stamina. 1 stamina, sticks, jig, all these things based upon what stars are in the sky, as well as requiring a few other things like medicinal potion for this one, for doctor, so on and so forth. So I won't go through all of them. I haven't really I haven't gone far enough into the game yet to really use any of them, per se, but I hopefully will be able to use them effectively when it comes time to do so. So, let us go buy rations, which is what I wanted to do in the first place. Small traders in the settlement supply the Sightmaster warriors with weapons, armor, food, and clothing. You go over with the sergeant to a stall selling flatbreads and cheese. 2 gold pieces per ration, the owner says. Let us buy more. You check your pack. There is room for plenty inside. I will take 4. 4 rations is 8 gold pieces, the man says, holding out a hand. Buy them. You hand over your coins, and the man places 4 rations carefully into your pack. You must be sure to eat every day, or you will suffer, the sergeant tells you, standing at your side. Eating more will give you extra strength, but it is not necessary. Check the contents of your pack using the items button on the map. Alright, so we got items here. And here's my spell book, weapons, rations. We got 4 meals. Should be good enough for us. That'd be 4 days, hopefully. Our sword. We have 16 gold pieces. And then our spell book. So very good. We'll go back to the map. And let us head on over to the training ground and get a little bit of combat training under our our control here. You walk with the sergeant to the training ground, and he wraps the base of his staff in leather. Ready my sword? To begin, the sergeant says, we will practice the stances. First, defend yourself against me. Choose your attack power by dragging your character sideways to defend. Stay fully left, which is what I am right now, and it says defend at the bottom. So that's what we will do. And he attacked me for 8.6, and I lost 1 stamina. So there's no Stamina is, in this game, your hit points and also your ability to attack back. So it's kind of doing a dual purpose. You have to make sure that you manage that properly. The Sightmaster is a powerful enemy. By defending, you will receive the minimum damage from any attack he makes. The Sightmaster Sergeant chooses a strong attack. You turn it away with minimum impact. I will now defend myself, he says. Whatever attack you play will damage me, but a strong attack will use up more power. You shall choose a weak attack. To select a weak attack, move your character a small distance to the right of the defending stance. So let's just do a jab for 0.7 attack power there. There we go. We did 1 damage to his stamina. You swing with a weak attack, rushing for the Sightmaster Sergeant, who is defending. Good choice. Good choice. A stronger attack would have wasted more of your power. My next attack will be one of my strongest, he declares. If you can perform a full attack, you may overpower me, but otherwise you had best defend yourself. For a strong attack, pull your character to the right to defend, pull your character to the left. So let us go full on here with a lunge, which was more than him. You play a strong attack, overpowering the Sightmaster Sergeant again. He bows. You have finished me. Excellent. 1 stamina lost. Flawless fighting. There we go. So let us continue. You seem to remember the basics, the Sergeant says breathlessly. Good. Another round? I think we've had enough training. I've done a little bit of this off camera, so I think you guys get the idea. I sort of get it as well. You shake your head. Very good, the Sergeant agrees. But if you wish to bout in earnest, then I warn you, I will not go easy on you. He indicates the wider yard where there is space for a true match. Alright, well, I guess before we approach the gate, let us take on a true match here, just for the sake of doing it. You head over to the yard to practice a bout of real fighting. The sergeant removes the cloth padding from the base of his staff. We're no longer having the training wheels on here. Unsheath my sword. This time I will not tell you my intentions, he says. You will have to read them for yourself. Be ready. Alright, let us defend at first. Very good. The Sightmaster smiles at you, raises his staff in salute, and raises his stance. You drop into defensive crouch immediately. The Sightmaster is not to be trifled with. The Sightmaster Sergeant comes in with his strongest, most forceful attack. You see his arm grow tense. He is readying for a strong attack. Let us defend again. Very good. You hold firm and keep up your defense as he powers forward with a cry. It only tires him out. His eyes follow your shoulders. He is probably about to defend himself. You realize a strong hit would be wasteful now. Alright, let's just do a little bit of a jab then. Very good. We took 1 stamina off of him. Time to attack. You sting him with your blade, low and fast, saving your energy. I'll wear you out, you declare. His own weapon is raised in defense. He grimaces with effort. He is left breathless, but not seriously hurt. You see his grip change on the heel of his staff as he raises himself to strike again. Alright, let's see if we can get an overpowering strike here. Let's try a cut. Oh, yep, we got more of an attack than he did. Relentlessly, you cut and thrust, keeping him pinned. You rush forward with a deep, heavy slash, overwhelming his own staff swing. The Sightmaster shakes his head. Not bad, he grunts, clearly weakening. His guard is coming up, conserving his energy so that his strike can be stronger. Alright, so he's probably defending right now. So I should just do like a little... So strike can be stronger. Let's do a little side swipe. Yeah, there we go. The Sightmaster Sergeant is ready to leap behind the cover of a nearby hut as you come at him again. His breath begins to heave. He is struggling to stay upright. His eyes narrow in preparation for a great effort. Alright, let's defend. You drop yourself into a crouch as he attempts a strong stroke. Well done, he grumbles, panting from the wasted effort. You escape mostly uninjured. A thin, grim expression crosses his face. Alright, let's get this guy done here with a thrust. Nice. Acting quickly, you sweep your sword across his body with powerful force. It is enough to finish him. The Sightmaster throws down his staff. "You'll have me," he declares with a grin. 3 stamina lost. Strong swordplay. Alright, very good. So that was a more realistic battle. The sergeant is gasping for breath. He bows to you once more. "Very good," he nods. "Though you will need to protect yourself better out there." As he talks, a nearby healer hurries over with a salve, and your health and the sergeant's is quickly restored. Alright, let us now approach the gate. You reach the foot of the muddy gate. It is sealed. The sergeant places one hand on the wood. "The gate has been locked for some time to deter raiders," he tells you. "But you will have no difficulty. The stars in this place allow the DOP spell to be crafted." And he stands back. Cast a spell. Alright, and now we shall do D, O, and P. And cast it. Takes 1 stamina. You weave the spell. One by one, the great tumblers of the door begin to creak and groan. Then the hinges turn with a noise like hail on a canvas roof. "These gates have not opened since our last champion was lost," the sergeant says. "I wish you more luck than he. Perhaps you will even meet him on your travels." "I fear he is dead." "I am sure he is dead." The Sightmaster nods, peering at something on the horizon. "I believe he is returning, but transformed. I hope you do not meet the same fate." He stands back from you. Alright, let's enter the gate. Together you step into the shadow of the wall. I will not wish you a safe journey to Kare, for the way ahead will not be safe," the sergeant murmurs, as he peers into the distance through the open gate. The Sightmaster warriors are selected from birth for their incredible powers of telescopic vision, and you cannot help but wonder how far he can see. Tell me what lies ahead. This path leads first to Katapani, a settlement of traders, though most are rogues and thieves. You should be there before the sun has reached its peak. From there, 3 routes lead on to Kristatani, but no single route is safe. Kakabad is a land of devils. And beyond Kare? I cannot see so far, he says. But once you have crossed the city port of Traps, you will enter the backlands. They say that day and night there are controlled by forces other than the sun. And from Kare, too, your progress will be watched. It is time to go. Striding away, you pass through the gate. The faces of the folk watching your departure reveal the hopes that rest on you and your quest. The early morning air is crisp, and the rising sun paints the slopes in shades of peaceful beauty, concealing the evil that lies ahead. Alright, into Kakabad. The path winds through slopes of wild scrubland. The countryside is deserted, and the eerie silence is broken only by the cawing of the occasional crow. There is a spell for hearing what they say, but you do not have the equipment it requires. The birds appear to pause in the air to examine you as they pass. Stupid creatures, they pose no threat, so you ignore them. Barely an hour beyond the wall, and the air begins to grow foul. The Shamutani hills are infested with the pestilence of the backlands. It saps the energy from your body, leaving you feeling nauseous and weak. They warned you of this. You will grow accustomed to it the longer you are out here, but for the moment, you must be very careful. Your maximum stamina just decreased. You can see your stamina at the top of the screen. If this reaches 0, you'll be too tired to carry on. Stamina can be regained up to the maximum by eating rations or resting. So we're down to 10 stamina now. So we've got 2 paths here. We've got travel cross country and a low rise. I think I'm going to try a low rise. Another hour passes and you crest a small hillock, from the top of which you can see the path continuing downwards into a small settlement of huts. This must be Kantapani. Move on. No time to waste. Alright, let's can I move this around a little bit? There we go. Let us move on there. Of course, if you were scared of a town like Kantapani, then you would not hope to survive the Kakapad proper. You follow the path down into town. The round huts are made of hard-baked, bright clay, and the roofs are thinly thatched. As you pass, eyes appear at dark doorways, tracking your every move. For a moment, it seems like this will be all you see of the town's inhabitants. But then, a villager appears from one of the dwellings and blocks your path. Look at him. He is 5 feet tall. They cannot grow much taller out here in this poisonous air. He has thick-set arms and thighs and is half-clothed in tattered breeches. His eyes are wild and his long red hair and beard stand out from his face in a wiry tangle. "Halt, stranger!" he commands. "What business have you in Kantapani?" I want to buy equipment. He grunts, but you can see that he is pleased. With a motion, he encourages you to follow, taking you through the village to a large hut. Alright, storage house. Inside, you find that the building is a storage house, and a quartermaster, somewhat plumper than your guide, is seated at a table. Stride over to him or wait to be introduced? Stride over to him. You stride across the room and put out your hand for the fat man to shake. "I'm here to trade," you declare. "You are a merchant? I hear this village has excellent wares." The man looks startled, but gets quickly to his feet. "Please, I show you what little I have." He quickly hustles the villager out of the door as you sit. The man wags a finger. "Wait there." He disappears for a moment into a side room, then returns carrying a large box. "For you," he declares, moving his hands as he speaks. "I see what kind of client you are. This collection, the very best. Our most strange and interesting artifacts. Collected from other travelers who have come this way." He begins to lay the items out in front of you, treating each with great care. You have 16 gold pieces to spend, but is there anything worth your while to buy in this place? Let's see what we have here. An herbalist potion, a musical pipe, a weapon, a leather bag, or a jewel. Let's try an herbalist potion. You lift a flask containing some kind of potion from the box and turn it between your hands. The liquid inside is thick and purple. 4 gold pieces, the merchant demands. What does it do? The merchant smiles. "I am a mere tradesman," he answers, "but I assure you it is of the finest quality. For everything I sell, only the finest will do." Alright, I will take it. You hand over 4 coins to the merchant and take the flask, whatever it is. Just place it in the bag. I don't want to smell it because who knows what's going to happen there. "Please," the merchant says, "something else today?" You still have 12 gold pieces to spend. Let us look at the leather bag. You lift the bag from the table and its contents rattle. "Teeth," the merchant replies, showing his own a little. "Finest creature teeth. Only 3 gold pieces too." That might be potion stuff too. I could use, I guess. For three gold pieces, huh? I guess let me look inside the bag. Oh, you make to open the bag, but the merchant catches your hand. No, he says simply. I can't afford to have you palming one of them while I'm not looking, can I? Yeah, of course. Kind of figured that. Let's see, are you... I guess let's buy the bag regardless. Very good, the merchant says, patting his money pouch. You are a woman of good judgment, I see that. What else? I think we'll leave the rest be. I have seen enough. The merchant nods his head. Please, do visit us again. You get to your feet and take your leave of the merchant. Just outside the doorway in the sunshine, you pause to examine what you have acquired. Yeah, look in the bag of teeth. You open the drawstring bag and sift through the contents. It is quite an assortment. There are 3 teeth from an ape, 4 from a goblin, 2 from a snatacat, and a large molar from a giant that is the size of a ripe plum. I guess smell the potion. You open the stopper of the potion and take a cautious sniff. Phew! The pungent odor of blimberry juice hits your nostrils. Blimberry is a strange fruit, ordinarily never eaten by humans or animals due to its terrible smell, but well known for its medicinal properties. It can be used in place of food or rest. It can be applied to treat injuries, and it can even be used in sorcery. There's enough in the bottle for a single dose. Alright, move on out of the village. You head out of Cantapani and along the path into Shamontanti Hills. Striding past the outlying huts, you send the villagers rushing indoors to hide. Then, at the edge of town, you pass a large boulder, and at once 2 rough-cut villagers spring out with swords drawn. Bandits. 2 against 1, the first declares. You've lost, calls the other. So hand over your things. Come on. Deal with these curs. You draw yourself to your full height. You have mistaken me for someone else, you declare. You will suffer for that mistake. The bandits growl and advance on you, 1 on either hand. Fight. The first bandit closes on you, cackling and grinning. Time to put this creature in its place. Alright, let's just do a cut here. There we go. You should have made things easier for yourself. The bandit goads and launches forward with his sword. You go straight for his throat, knocking him back hard. The smile on his face splits into a cry. He narrows his eyes in readiness. Okay, so he's probably defending right now. So let me just do a small jab. Nope, I guess not. Then the brute gets the upper hand. You lurch forward, but he is stronger, and he charges with every ounce of his strength, knocking you back. The bandit raises his sword, ready to protect himself. Okay, now he's definitely protecting himself, so let's just do a small jab. There we go. Enough of this. Hurrying forward, quickly you aim to let his blood. He raises his sword at the last moment to deflect the blow. The bandit stops and coughs blood onto the earth. Alright, let's defend. There we go. You drop back, raising your sword to protect your body. He finds a hole in your defense to slip his sword through, but only for a moment. You are safe. Alright, let's go for the full kibosh here. There we go. Enough of this. You aim a savage blow at his heart. The bandit gasps as his last as you run him through. 3 stamina lost. Decent dueling. The second bandit takes one look at his dead colleague and turns and makes a run for it. I'll let him go. You let him go. He will tell others not to try to interfere with Analanders in future. Turning back to the path, you begin walking once more. After about a half an hour, the way becomes an uphill incline. Climb into the hills. Leaving Cantapani behind marks the true start of the wilderness. Beyond that tiny outpost, there are scattered homesteads and Carre, a thriving city port, but all are touched by cruelty, isolation, and fear. The backlands and the long shadow cast by Mampang Fortress darken everything. And with the crown gone, and with the crown stolen, things can only grow worse. In the long years since Kalana the Reformer founded the Alliance, the crown has been passed from kingdom to kingdom every 4 years, ensuring each kingdom has its turn to lead, but no more. Ruddlestone, Lettleland, Galantaria, and Bryce have all enjoyed its power. But when the crown came to Analand, it was stolen by Birdman from Zaman and carried off to Mampang. With the crown, the Archmage will be unstoppably powerful. There's no chance of sending an army against him. A military force would not survive the journey. So here you are, a lone adventurer, walking the long path to Mampang alone. 5 minutes later, you reach a fork in the road. The sergeant, for all his eyesight, hadn't mentioned this. And something else the sergeant didn't mention is... that's the end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope that you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying this game. I know it's not really action-packed, but it's one of those things that you can probably play in another tab and just listen to me do my best, my best ability to be somewhat dramatic while reading this. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.